I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're talking to a terrific author. Her name is Avril Ann Lochhead, and she has written an inspiring trilogy called Peanut Power. This unique journaling series guides readers on a journey to self-discovery, personal empowerment, and achieving a higher level of fulfillment. Avril's innovative approach challenges readers to think anew, embrace their potential, and truly savor the freedom of living their dreams. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Avril, great to see you here today on Spotlight. Welcome.
Thanks, Logan.
These journals are really great tools to help people find out who they are, what they want, and what they want out of life. Tell us what your inspirations were to write these journals.
I have, the value I've got out of them, out of being in personal development for like 2.5 decades, like really over 25 years. I've done every possible course available, weekend courses, hundreds of seminars, because I'm just curious. How come I tick the way I do? You know, what is it that has me react like that? And I started discovering a lot of this would have happened around my childhood. And I grew up in Scotland. You know, my parents were fairly strict. I'm almost part of the generation which was to be seen and not heard. So a lot of my expression was suppressed, and that was how I survived. So here I am. I've got my own like 1.5-year-old son. I'm a single mom, and I'm like, I need to do something to really liven me up a bit, right? And be a great mom for my son. Anyway, so that was it. My brother did a course. I went and did the course. I came out and I'm driving home, and I'd gone in an angry woman. That was what I needed to take, get rid of an angry woman. And I came out not only in love with myself, but in love with humanity. And I'd never ever, I went to work and apologized to all the men I worked with because I'd been so awful to them. Anyway, it was like gobsmacking. And if people can get that out of reading a journal and working in it, because it takes the engagement, I'd be so thrilled.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's look at your journals. You have 3 of them. Let's start
Yes.
with the first one. What's the first one cover?
The first one is when I started. I mean, really, how it happened was words just started kind of flittering down, and I'd start, just capturing the word, and then I'd go, okay, what does it mean for me? How could it be helpful? And then it became the journal, then the journal page for people to write, because I like to journal. And then it's a little bit of an inquiry, given this thought, my thought, my peanut of power. What do you think? And then what do you feel? And that's a little bit of male masculine energy. What are your thoughts? Because they're very, thoughtful. And women, we're more, I don't know, not broadly speaking, but I'll just suggest I am feeling, right? And then is there next steps to get to more freedom for yourself, more wiggle room to express yourself? That was pretty much the inspiration. What I could get, what could others get?
Wonderful. Let's talk about peanut power. What exactly is peanut power?
Morsels. They're like little, and that's why they're peanuts, right? They're like bite-sized pieces of ideas that have made such a difference in my life. And when you do take this consideration and this thoughtful process, you'll be amazed what just gets uncovered. And then the next very valuable thing is, what actions will you take? And it's like A to Z. So each book's got 26 little pieces, little activities for people to jump into and discover where else do they want more fulfillment, satisfaction with their families, with their friends. How do they want to expand their experience of everyday life?
Yeah. How do you envision people using this trilogy?
Yes, I do. And I just had a little intuitive nudge there myself, and I wondered, would you be willing to just walk me through one of my words, one of my peanuts of power right now to give a bit of a mini demo for people
Absolutely.
watching?
That sounds
Would
fun.
you?
That'd be great. Love to do it.
Thank you so
Sure.
much. So we'll take the first one, which I think is, a little bit maybe in a little bit interesting. Attitude. A is for attitude, right? Everything really begins and ends with that. This is my peanut, right? You make your experience of life either heaven or hell.
Mhm.
You choose. Okay? Now that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Now, on the journaling page, what are your thoughts about what I've just offered you, Logan? What are your
Oh,
thoughts?
well, I think it's a great provocative question. And I do think that we do live in a world where you can view the glass as half empty or half full. So your perspective and the way you frame things really matter. So you're going to focus on the negative, you're going to have a negative life. If you focus on the positive, good things will happen to you. You'll put good, positive energy out into the universe. People will see that shine and that power within you, and people will smile back. So I say you get back what you put into it. And I think attitude is essential. And I think this life on this earth is heaven. I mean, that's how I view it.
Fantastic.
Okay, great. Do I get an A?
Well, there's one more question.
Okay.
What, and it could have been, could have been encapsulating what you just said. What would be your feelings about what I've just said? Like you choose
Sure. My,
again.
my feelings are that it's empowering what you said because it forces us to focus on the me in the equation, because I'm here, I'm experiencing it. Somebody next to me might be in the same place and experiencing something completely different.
Yeah.
I might be on a crowded car of a train somewhere and think it's wonderful. This is the road to adventure. Look at the window, there are farms. And other people might say, oh, it's late, it's crowded. How come they don't have the cart girl come by and give me some tea? So it's all a matter of perspective and it's all a matter of focus. So that's my
Love it.
feeling about the question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, the
Absolutely.
last one is this, and it's relating to the elephant escaping from the rope, which is artwork on my books, right?
Yep.
Is there any area that you would love to take an action to have more fulfillment available in that moment with those people for yourself? Is there a next step for any area that you could think of? I mean, big question. I'm just pushing this at you right now. And, really,
Sure. Ne
anywhere.
well, a next step. So an area of my life where I have an interest, where I feel I could pursue it further and take another step. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what does intrigue me is the idea of empowering children. I grew up around a lot of children. My mom ran a daycare center and a summer camp, and I always enjoyed the energy and the positivity of working with children and making their lives better. A lot of these kids were underprivileged, and we gave them a good start, and it was happy times. So if I was going to take another step in my life and explore another avenue, I think it would be finding a way to empower young people and kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but these are great. These are great conversation starters. They're great ways to get the wheels spinning in your head. And they're great
Yeah,
ways to get people to be honest with themselves, what they want, what
yeah.
would fulfill them. And like you said, when I think about taking a next step, I've done a lot of acting, I've done a lot of broadcasting, and that's all great. But I think there's nothing more fulfilling than empowering people. And I think you feel the same way. That's why you've written these books, right?
Absolutely do.
Yeah.
I absolutely do. And I think now we're at a pivotal time on the planet.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Absolutely.
of call for change, whatever that might be for each individual. But if you start from your heart like you just said, working with the children. If you just start from your heart, you can't go wrong.
I agree. I agree. So tell us a little bit about your life now that you've completed this trilogy. Do you have plans? What's your next step?
Well, I'm thinking maybe do podcasts every day, have a different, peanut there for people just to work at home on this, just to give more people, broaden it. Certainly expand my platform. I'm getting the terminology. Expand my platform, just like this fabulous opportunity that I truly, truly appreciate. And where else? I have got God, Instagram. I go me. And it's called Avril's Going Viral. And I thought, who knows? I just need a little bit of training, Logan. I just need
Exactly.
to and get my face out there, get my ideas out there, and maybe who knows, provide another support. Maybe more books. Maybe my life story is pretty interesting. I've done a bit of that already, so a few irons in the fire, but focus on the peanut butter just trilogy just now.
Sounds great. Well, I think focusing on the book you've already created and that's out there now for sale, I think that's a great idea. I think your podcast is wonderful and you've already taken the first step. You're on my show today. You have a good Zoom connection. You've got a great personality. You can take this episode and put it on your playlist on YouTube or whatever platform you decide to put it on, Spotify or Apple. And
Exactly.
and you've got the premise. You've already written the book, Peanut Power Trilogy. Every day, give people another lesson like you had with me. Make it interactive, call up guests to be on the show. And you know how you get started? You
How
just get started. You
you
just
just
do it.
jump in.
You just do it, You figure out a way, you'll make mistakes in the beginning. So what? You'll learn as you go along. That's part of the process. And the entire time you'll have fun. And you've got a great personality, and a great background in this. You were a corporate trainer, as I understand it, right? That part of your career path?
Traditional trainer, long-term unemployed, interesting audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again,
Absolutely.
week one they hated me. They didn't want to be there at all. Week
That's
three,
funny.
we go for coffee, and week four they're asking, "Can we have a reunion when we finish?"
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that shows you've got a good influence on people for sure. So you've got
And
the name of your podcast. It's going to be called Peanut Power, which I
yeah,
think is great because I think it is intriguing and compelling, and it'll get people to say, "Hey, what's that about?" Just like these journals. These journals are just terrific, folks. It is called Peanut Power Trilogy. It is a unique journaling series that guides readers on a journey to self-discovery, personal empowerment, and achieving higher levels of fulfillment. You just heard me go back and forth with Avril today. It's a great way to figure out what's going on in here, what's going on in here, and what really matters, and what's going to make your life richer, better, and more fulfilling. Avril, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
thank you so much, Logan and Josh Williams. He just took care of me. Thank you so much to your team.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad they took great care of you. They're a great group there at Prime 7 Media. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.